Alright, Ndomane Gemonte, lovers of freedom all over the world, great Biafrans, wherever you are joining us from today. We don't come again for this wonderful YouTube platform where they give you the updated news and information on things where they happen for Biafran territory. If you never subscribe to this channel, then you have been missing, because on Let's Talk TV, you are only sure of getting only the quality news and information on all the activities as they happen, as they be for Biafran territory. Now, straight up to the issue on ground, straight up to the matter where I carry come for you, and straight up to plenty issues where they trend on Biafra and Biafran land concerning the Biafran freedom that we are actually seeing. Yes, we can categorically tell you, that we are beginning to believe in this and freedom. It's been a long time coming. So many things have been said, so many things have been done, so many people have gone, so many people who has rebelled against the cause. But yet, there is always been hope. And currently, the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has actually been the man, who has been giving hope to the people currently. And that is why the Nigerian government are doing everything humanly possible to bring him down. It is not actually easy for him. Despite all said and done, despite all they've been doing, to bring the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa down, he has continued to expose the atrocities of the Nigerian government and the terrorist Nigerian army, who has been going about and maiming, buying and destroying lives and properties of innocent Biafrans in Biafran territory. And currently, I will continue to review, and continue to expose the atrocities being meted on Biafrans in Abia State, within Obingwa, Obikab region in Aba, and Okigwe. Currently now, the sister of the sister of the family that the Nigerian army actually kidnapped, have come out again to still say that up till now they've not heard anything concerning their family member, especially his brother, his younger brother, who is just 15 years of age, that was abducted in Obikaba after that buying of that army official. But how can we continue to be in a country where, when there is a crime, the first response, the so-called security agencies who are meant to be protecting life and properties of innocent people, I will keep on saying this, life and properties of innocent people, because that is actually their primary purpose, as security agencies. But the first thing they do is to hack the life of these innocent people. The same thing happened in Kwama community. This is their normal routine. When there is an attack on an army personnel or a police official, the first thing that they do is to go to that environment, that particular place, and start abducting, buying innocent people, murdering innocent people wey no get any business, whether children or whether adult or whether old people, they don't care. The younger people are being apprehended and abducted by these officials, these so-called agents of agents of darkness, who are meant to be protecting innocent lives and properties. That is what we are seeing, and that is why the resistance fighters of the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa are doing everything possible to resist this attack. Let me tell you the truth. If not for the resistance fighters of the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa and what the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has been doing to protect life and properties, of Biafrans, I can assure you that, more damages would have been done on the life and properties of innocent Biafra. And that is why you have to listen to this particular, broadcast that is about to play. This particular broadcast is a very important one. And not just that, every Biafran needs to watch and listen to this particular broadcast. Please continue to share this broadcast so that everybody will continue to know the atrocious nature of the Nigerian security agencies and what they are doing in Biafran territory.
Continue. As I have said it, categorically clear that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with what happened in Aba. As we said it from beginning, that we are not going to take any orders. Listen and listen very, very attentively. That's why I want you to share this very broadcast. If you are on Twitter, tag DSS, tag Tinubu, tag Yalom Tinubu to this very broadcast. He must listen. Tinubu must pay attention. If you are on Twitter, tag the name of this man on the screen, this man called Atiku Abubakar. Tag him. Tag Atiku Abubakar for me. He must listen to this very broadcast because his name is being mentioned here. He has to come here and pay attention to this very broadcast. Now, disclaimer. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who happens to be the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, has nothing to do with the sending to judgment of the terrorist in khaki uniform at Obikabia Junction, Obohelaba. We made it very, very clear from the mouth of the current Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa, that we are not going to take any orders from anybody in the DSS dungeon. And he was specifically speaking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Specifically, we are not going to take orders from somebody who is in the DSS custody because, number one, we do not know his state of mind. We believe that any order he gives from the DSS dungeon is either infiltrated, either how do you put it? Something that is not pure. Is either the order has been let me just use the normal word, has been touched or edited. There's that word we were using that time. I forgot it right now. I forget it right now. So it's either the order has been tweeted or he gave the order while on duress. Two things. Because first and foremost, we do not trust the so-called lawyer that was dishing out this order as at that time on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because every evidence that we have pointed out at that same lawyer as the chief orchestrator among those who betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and sold his location in Kenya. All the evidences that we have gathered over the years have proven beyond every reasonable doubt that the lawyer who was in charge of the case as at that time, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, is among those that planned with the Southeast politicians in conjunction with the top members of IPOB as at then the defunct DOS, are among those that connived to sell Nwachineke, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to the hands of the enemies, the Fulanis, who have him in captivity today. So, two things. Either the orders were tweeted in order to favor those who kept Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS dungeon, or he gave the order while on duress. So, therefore, we refuse to take any orders from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is number one. And number two, I personally made it clear, very, very clear, that we now have two battles to fight. I told the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom that they have made our job very, very tough. And difficult times requires difficult or tough, actions. Ndị botulenu sira na bugu, ugu muta, ịgbaji ukwu. Ndị na-alị ya amụta, alekata ezurike. I told the zoo that at the time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was with us, it was a one fight. The battle was just a single battle because we were only fighting for the restoration of the kingdom of Chukwokika Biama here on earth, which is Biafra. Therefore, for the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been kidnapped and kept incommunicado in the dungeon of a terrorist organization like DSS, they have made our job double. They have doubled our job. Our battle is now two, and it's going to be more brutal. It's going to be more brutal at this moment, because we will be fighting still for the restoration of Biafra. We are not going down. We are not going back. We are not backing down because of the kidnap and rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But we will continue to fight for the restoration of Biafra, and at the same time fight for the release, unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So therefore, our battle is now double. Two battles to fight, and it has to be fought at a spot, at a time. You don't fight, you don't leave one to fight for one and then come back to continue fighting for another. There is nothing like that. Freedom fight has never been done in that manner. You don't leave the freedom fight to fight for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when you don't know what is going to be the outcome. And then when he comes back, you expect him to come and start where he left. That means he has never left anybody before he was kidnapped. It means he was never with anybody. He never trained anybody. He was never a leader. He was never a leader. If you could leave the main objective, which is the freedom, the restoration of Biafra, the main objective, and then you start fighting for the release of the man who was, who was steering the ship. That means there was never a crew in that ship. There was never a crew. There was never a crew. Everybody in that ship were passengers. Everybody from A to Z, they're all passengers. If they were crew members, they will never abandon the ship. They will never abandon the ship to start fighting for the captain. Because if you do, both the ship, the captain, the crew members, and the passengers, the members of the ship, everybody will drown. Everybody, I say every single person will drown. Because of what? You have left the ship alone to fight for the captain, to release the captain, or to get the captain out of the fish mouth. Out of the mouth of the fish. Everybody will drown. So somebody has to take over the captainship while others, or while everybody join hands together to fight for the main captain to come out, to rescue the captain from the mouth of the fish that tried to swallow him. I told them this thing. They say, no, you must abandon the ship. Let us fight for the captain first, so that when the captain comes back, then the captain will continue to stay the ship, knowing fully well, even though you manage to drag the captain out of the mouth of the ship, or of the fish, he must have broken one of his bones, because the teeth of the fish is very, very strong. So the captain must have broken one of his bones and may require a lot of time to recover. We reason very fast. We reason. I know here. Of good I am, but I hear That's how it is. We may not know what will happen tomorrow because it's only God that knows, but we reason what will happen tomorrow. It's only a fool that doesn't reason what happens tomorrow. So I told the zoo that you have made our battle double, and we are going to fight it brutally, I can assure you. And that is what is happening today, as you can see. Now, going back to what Atiku said, since I have laid the foundation that we are not in any way ready to take orders from anybody, be it Mazinam Kanu, be it whosoever that is in the DSS dungeon, can never ever give us orders or authority to do what we are doing. We are it is our responsibility to fight for his release, not him giving us orders while in incarceration, while under incarceration in the DSS dungeon. It is not possible. No possible. But that does not mean that we are insubordinate. We are insubordinate. Can somebody help me with that stupid word they are using, insubordinate or whatever they call it? That does not mean that we are no longer loyal to Mazinam Kanu. If that is what you feel, if that's how you see it, good for you. Very good for you. Fantastic. But because we are working with our conscience very intact, that is the reason why we are not going to give a blink. We are not going to listen to your propaganda, your insult, whatever you may do or say against us. Oh, we are no longer loyal to Mazinam Kanu. Oh, we are no longer members of IPOB. Oh, we are this and that. It doesn't change anything. The truth of the matter is that in our own heart, inside our heart, we all know that Mazinam Kanu remains our leader. He remains our leader, as Mazi Samanepa is today as the Prime Minister of the BRGIE. He knows very well inside his heart that Mazinam Kanu remains his leader. As I am today, Mazinam Kanu remains my leader. And I am very certain those of you listening to me right now, if you are genuinely fighting or in this struggle in any way, in any way that you are, contributing your own quarters, I am very certain that Mazinam Kanu inside your heart remains your leader. So that's why we are fighting for his release. But for him to give us orders while in the DSS custody, it is not possible. So you must exonerate Mazinam Kanu. And again, before moving forward, another reason why we cannot take orders from Mazinam Kanu is because we know, or we knew from then, that the struggle is going to become more brutal. And we do not want these criminals, these kidnappers that went all the way to Kenya to kidnap Mazinam Kanu and brought him back to the zoo to use anything we are going to do moving forward against him. We don't want them to attach Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to what we are going to do moving forward. That's why the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, made it very, very clear, categorically, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no longer in any way whatsoever involved in what is happening in Biafra liberation movement moving forward. Immediately, he was kidnapped and brought back to the Zoological Republic. Mazi Simon Ekpa made it clear, so that they don't say tomorrow, like the way they are normally saying now, IPOB ESN, IPOB Eastern Security Net, IPOB and their armed wing of ESN. That is the zoo for you. The zoo army, the zoo Janjaweed military, including the zoo Gota media platforms. Every time, because they are afraid to mention Biafra Liberation Army. They are very, very afraid to say so. But we are too strong for them. We are too strong for them. Propaganda can never win this battle for the zoo. The only thing that wins this battle is reality, and that is where we stand. Now, they say People's Democratic Party, PDP, presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Atiku Abubakar, on Friday, charged the federal government of the zoo to explore a political solution to the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. According to Atiku made the call while condemning the buying of some soldiers in the Aba area of Abia State during Thursday's sit-at-home exercise. Posting on X, Atiku lamented the impact of the sit-at-home order on the conduct of the West African Examinations Council (WAEC) exam across the Southeast. Atiku from Adamawa is now a Fulani man, is now concerned about the WAEC in the so-called Southeast. A Fulani man from Adamawa. Now, according to him, Atiku, the violence that led to the buying of soldiers and civilians in Abia State on Thursday stands condemned. My thoughts and prayers are with the families and friends of those who may have lost a loved one. May their souls rest in peace, according to what is written, what Atiku said. But I am very, very certain that the soul of a terrorist will never rest in peace, though that judgment is left for God. I am sorry. God forgive me if I have spoken wrong. But that is what my mind told me. Now, but even more profound is the impact of yesterday's sit-at-home in the Southeast region of their country on students writing WAEC examinations. The veil of the so-called unknown gunmen hiding undercover to unleash death and mayhem must be lifted to ensure that criminal elements are separated from legitimate agitators. Oh, you know, so I didn't read up to this place when I was reading it the other time. So Atiku Abubakar and the zoo politicians are aware that there are genuine agitators. Oh, so that means, in other words, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is genuine. Hi, hello, Melo. Hello, Melo. Hello, Melo in the zoo. Hi. Ụwa dịkwa n'egwu. Ụwa dịkwa egwu ụmụnne m. Ụwa dịkwa egwu. People ndị mmadụ obutalụ nnụ mmiri. Obutalụ nnụ mmiri ndị mmadụ. Chai. Hello, Melo. Oh, so there are genuine agitators. Therefore, what Atiku is trying to tell us is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually genuine. Of course, we know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has always been, he is the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as it stands today. I can authoritatively tell you, even though I want to speak wrongly once again, God, I pray for your forgiveness. But my heart tells me that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only, I said only, living human being today who is whiter than white and whiter than snow. I don't know if he's, okay, I'm sorry. Chuku, forgive me. I don't know if he's the only, but maybe in Nigeria, maybe in the zoo. Maybe in the zoo, he's the only a man who is whiter than white and whiter than snow. Maybe in the zoo. Because this is a man who knows no sin, who has no spot. I have my reasons of saying that. This is a man who has no spot. At all. We still need more people to join this broadcast. Please, if you haven't liked and shared the broadcast, kindly do so. Once you join me, like and share the broadcast is very, very important. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is whiter than white and whiter than snow. A man that has no sin, no spot. The only crime that he committed is because he said, let his people be free. That's all. They say, "Ho Okugalo, Otia Kaibuo. Bring him Kaibuoya Okugalo." How can you say a thing like that? Do you know what we have made? Do you know how much we have made with that name, Zoological Republic? How can you say a thing like that? That was the crime of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. A man who is whiter than white and whiter than snow. Now, Atiku Abubakar said, let me read this again because it's very, very important. He said, the veil of the so-called unknown gunmen hiding under cover to unleash death and mayhem must be lifted. Must be lifted. Did you get that? Did you in any way understand that? Hey, this word is very, very deep. Many people must have read this very article that I'm reading right now since it was made available since on Friday. Yet, they may not understand the meaning. They may not understand the meaning. Do you know what he's trying to say? He's trying to tell you that, look, since they say they are fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he might be the reason why they are doing what they are doing. So let us free him, release him, let him go, and let us see if they are going to stop. Mad people everywhere. Mad people everywhere. Oh my God. Wow. Now, he said, according to Atiku, the veil of the so-called unknown gunmen hiding under cover to unleash mayhem must be lifted to ensure that criminal elements are separated from legitimate agitators. That is a very fantastic one. To this end, without prejudice to the ongoing legal processes, I think the time has come. To explore a political resolution to the Nnamdi Kanu and other associated issues. I believe that this will diffuse the compressor cooker situation in the region. It will be a win-win for all parties. Now, Atiku Abubakar has called for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu via a political solution. That is what you expected from a politician. It's the same rhythm, the same song other Igbo politicians have been singing all along. Because in every honesty, I don't think there's any Igbo politician who want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead. I don't think so. Maybe the Fulanis want him dead, but I don't think that any Igbo, no matter the words of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, no matter how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu fought, against them verbally, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has never authorized the buying of any Igbo politician. If not, the likes of Hope Uzodimma wouldn't have been alive to plan the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with Ifeanyi Ejiofor. So the likes of Ikwikwị Obiano wouldn't have been there to plan the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The likes of Umahi and the former Abia State Governor Okigwe, they wouldn't have been there to plan the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They would have been taken, they would have been taken away long ago. Yes. So now I believe the main purpose of the Southeast politicians, especially the governors and the criminal senators like Ifeanyi Ubah, all these evil men that gathered to plan the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I believe that their sole target was to keep him in the custody for some years, that his head may calm down, for him to come down to the table and accept political solution. Atiku Abubakar is aware of it, and that Atiku Abubakar knows how to do it better than all of them, because Atiku Abubakar with Obasanjo did it successfully with Owazurike. So Atiku Abubakar knows more than them. But unfortunately, I hope you have tagged Atiku Abubakar. Please, I hope you have tagged him on Twitter. Just type if you are not following him, just type on Twitter, Atiku Abubakar. Tag him. He needs to be here. So Atiku Abubakar, in case you are not aware, let me shock you. Let me shock you to the bone marrow. Let me shock you to the bone marrow. Yes, I understand perfectly well that you know how to play this game very, very well. I know. I understand. But listen, and listen very, very good. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not Owazurike. You did it. You played the game, political solution. It worked perfectly well, 100% with Owazurike when you were in power with your principal, Olusegun Obasanjo. You did it, and it worked. It worked magic. Biafra agitation died a natural death during that time, after your people used political solution to release Owazurike from Kuje prison. We know these things. Nobody told me. I was there. I know. I wasn't a kid when it happened. I was young, but I wasn't a kid. Yes. So you did it and it happened. It worked a magic. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is nowhere the same person that you did it with, Owazurike. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a man that has been possessed with the spirit of Biafra. Atiku Abubakar, you are an old man. Therefore, you saw the genocide committed against the Biafran people by the zoo that you represent between 1967 to 1970. You saw it. The spirit of those that departed, over 5 million Biafrans were murdered in cold blood, including the children that were starved to death with kwashiorkor. The women and children those who cannot even fight for themselves, talk less of fighting for others. They were all mowed down by the terrorist Nigerian army. The spirit of those that departed have now come together to possess Mazi Nnamdi Kanu according to the word of our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu. He said, look, even if Biafra surrender to the zoo today, that their children will rise up again and fight for the freedom of Biafra, and they will finally get it. Ojukwu said it on a live video, and we have that video till today. So Atiku Abubakar, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never accept political solution. You are just talking about political solution. Tinubu has also visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and spoke to him about political solution. People say, why Boho is released? Showore is released, like, what's the name? Wole Soyinka. Not Wole Soyinka. What's the other name? What's the name of Showore? Every other politician, they say, well, why is it that Igboho is released, but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still there? It is not the problem of, this is not about tribalism. I have said this thing one time in the past, couple of weeks or months ago. I have said it. It has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with tribalism. Hear it and hear it good today. Let me say it again. That Showore is released. Igboho is released. Nnamdi Kanu is still in the dungeon. Listen and listen very good. It is not, and it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with tribalism. If you know, you know. These men that I have mentioned, without any equivocation, without any apology, without any hindrance, I will say it loud and clear. Both Omoyele Sowore, Sunday Igboho, and others were all released via political solution. I say it today once again. I have no apology on that for that. And that is the reality. It has nothing to do with tribalism. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in the dungeon today has nothing to do with tribal, affiliation. Nothing at all. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu decide to come out today, as I'm talking to you today, before this fort ends at 12 a.m., today, before this 4th of June ends at 12 a.m. this night, midnight or early morning, today, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wants to come out today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out and he will be loaded. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be loaded. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one who rejected political solution. I have said it time without number. That one I'm aware. I know about it. And that is the problem he had with Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Yes, that is the problem he had with Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Because Ifeanyi Ejiofor is the chief orchestrator. He is the main person who has been pushing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to accept political solution. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said no. Do you know what is political solution? I started fighting political solutions since 2021. I came here and I told you the 5 agendas of political solution being mapped out by Ohanes and Dioshi, Igbo governors, and members of the DOS. If you have been following me since then, please, I want you to confirm in the comment section. I said it. I gave you all. I told you what, according to the meeting they had, look, this is what they want to do. This is the political solution. I said it in 2021. It's quite unfortunate that our channel had issues that retrieving those broadcasts will be very, very difficult at this point in time. But I'm sure those of you who have been here will bear me witness. I want you to say yes or no in the comment section if you were here when I exposed that political solution of a nonsense of a thing in 2021. Now, as if that was not enough, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu decide today, I want to come out, he will come out via political solution, and we'll be loaded with a lot of, goodies from the zoo. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knows very well that we have crossed the Rubicon. That's why the zoo is in shambles today. They are confused today. They don't know how to go about the situation. Keeping him is now very, very expensive, because the plan was to kidnap him, keep him incommunicado, use the DSS command and control to destroy the agitation for Biafra and quash the Biafra matters once and for all. That was the target. Keep him incommunicado and use command and control of the DOS to quash the Biafra agitation. That was the plan. That's why they told you command and control. I fought that command and control nonsense. I made sure that stupid command and control never see the light of the day, because that is what they wanted to use to destroy the Biafra agitation. Command and control. There is an order. There was an order from China Sanwo-Olu. Lay down your arms, go home, and you will be called back when duty resumes. That was the order that would have destroyed the Biafra. You people don't know. That was the order that would have destroyed Biafra liberation today. Immediately, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was brought back to the zoo. China Sanwo-Olu gave order to our commanders: lay down, gather all the arms, drop it, tell your boy everybody should go home, and you will be called back when duty resumes. That order scattered ESA. That was the order that destroyed the old Eastern Security Network that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu built. And that was the order that brought the fight, the battle, everything. Before autopilot came, that order was the order that destroyed, not almost, that destroyed the structure of the Eastern Security Network. That very order. But it didn't take time. It's not even up. It didn't take up to 2 months or 1 month. Let's say 1 month before we came in and stabled everything.